Here's a detailed, fact-based bio of Goldie Hawn, with a note up front on limits so we stay honest and respectful of her privacy. I'll cover confirmed public facts, publicly discussed elements of her private life. I won't invent unknown facts or untold truths or gossip. That would be speculation. Hashtag Goldie Hawn, detailed biography. Hashtag basic profile. Full name, Goldie Jean Hawn. Date of birth, November 21st, 1945. Birthplace, Washington, D.C., USA. Age, in her late 70s, early 80s. Nationality, American. Occupations, actress, producer, dance, singer, activist, author, philanthropist. Years active, mid-1960s, present. Height, about 5 feet 6 inch. Approx weight, commonly reported in the 55-60 kilograms range. This fluctuates and is not an official fixed stat. Eye color, blue. Hair color, naturally dark blonde, light brown. Iconic image is bright blonde. Sexual orientation, straight heterosexual, based on her long-term relationships with men and no public indication to the contrary. Religion, spiritual beliefs, raised Jewish. As an adult, she's described herself as spiritual, interested in Buddhism, meditation, and mindfulness. She's often referenced as a Buddhist-leaning public figure, though she still acknowledges her Jewish roots. # family background, ###. Parents, mother. Name, Laura. Background, Jewish. Parents were Hungarian Jewish immigrants. Owned a jewelry shop and a dance school. Strong influence on Goldie's love of dance and performance. Father. Name, Edward Rutledge Hawn. Profession, musician and conductor, local band leader. Religious background, Presbyterian, of German and English descent. Reportedly a descendant of Edward Rutledge, the youngest signer of the U.S. Declaration of Independence. ###. Siblings, sister, Patty Hawn, works as an entertainment publicist. Brother, Edward Jr., died in infancy before Patty was born. Goldie and Patty didn't know about him when they were children. They learned later. Early life and education. Grew up mainly in Tacoma Park and Silver Spring, Maryland. Attended Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring. Started ballet and tap at age 3. At age 10, danced in the Nutcracker with the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo. Early interest in theater. Performed in a 1964 production of Romeo and Juliet. College. Enrolled at American University in Washington, D.C., studying drama. Left after a short time to pursue dance full-time. Opened her own ballet school as a young woman before becoming a full-time performer. # path to fame. # early performance career. Moved to New York City to pursue dance and acting. Worked as 1. Dancer at the 1964 New York World's Fair. 2. Dancer in clubs. 3. Chorus member in touring Broadway musicals. First TV roles, -1967, 1968, Good Morning World, played the bubbly neighbor Sandy. ###. Breakthrough, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, sketch comedy show that made her a star. Known for his giggly, high-energy persona, often appearing in a bikini with jokes written on her body, playing a dizzy or dumb blonde. She has later clarified she never saw the character as truly dumb, but as joyful, spontaneous, and free-spirited. Earned Emmy recognition and turned her into a household name. # film career. Overview. Goldie Hawn's career spans more than 6 decades, especially in comedy, but with some strong dramatic performances. ###. Late 1960s, 1970s. From supporting roles to leading lady. The one and only genuine original family band. Disney musical, small part as a dancer. Important personally, she met Kurt Russell on this film. Cactus flower. Co-stars Walter Matthau, Ingrid Bergman. Role, Toni Simmons, a young, free-spirited woman. Result, Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress, Motion Picture. This film established her as a major film star. Early 1970s notable films. There's a Girl in My Soup. Butterflies Are Free. Well-regarded performance. The Sugarland Express, directed by Steven Spielberg, showed she could handle more dramatic, emotionally complex roles. Shampoo, ensemble comedy with Warren Beatty. Late 1970s, 1980s. Peak comedy star and producer. Foul Play, romantic mystery comedy with Chevy Chase. Very successful, solidified her as a top comedic lead. Private Benjamin, she starred in and executive produced it. Plays Judy Benjamin, a sheltered woman who joins the U.S. Army and is forced to toughen up. Huge hit, feminist-leaning storyline about a woman finding her own power. Earned her Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. Also spun off a TV series. Other 1980s films: Seems Like Old Times, Best Friends, Swing Shift, Protocol, Wildcats, Overboard. Co-star Kurt Russell. Cult favorite romantic comedy about a spoiled heiress with amnesia and a working-class man who convinces her she's his wife. 1990s, early 2000s. Continuing success. Bird on a Wire with Mel Gibson. House Sitter with Steve Martin. Death Becomes Her with Meryl Streep and Bruce Willis. Dark fantasy comedy, now a cult classic. The First Wives Club with Bette Midler and Diane Keaton. Comedy about ex-wives getting revenge on cheating husbands. Major box office hit and pop culture touchstone, especially for middle-aged women's empowerment. The Out-of-Towners remake with Steve Martin. The Banger Sisters with Susan Sarandon. She plays an aging former groupie, another look at women aging on their own terms. After The Banger Sisters, she took a long break from acting in films. Return to screen. Snatched, co-star Amy Schumer. Mother-daughter kidnapping adventure comedy, marking her return after about 15 years off the big screen. The Christmas Chronicles and The Christmas Chronicles 2 Inches, holiday films on streaming platforms. She plays Mrs. Claus opposite Kurt Russell's Santa Claus, embraced by family audiences. Television highlights. Good Morning World, early sitcom role. Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, breakout show. Hosted and appeared in various TV specials, variety shows, and interview programs over the years. Numerous guest appearances on talk shows and award shows as a beloved personality. Advocacy and philanthropy. The Hawn Foundation and Mind You Up. In 2003, Goldie founded the Hawn Foundation. Its flagship program is Mind You Up. Focus: children's mental health, resilience, and emotional well-being. Teaching mindfulness, emotional regulation, and social-emotional skills in schools. Helps kids manage stress, improve focus, and build empathy. She's spoken publicly about concern over anxiety, depression, and stress among children. The need to bring mindfulness and brain-based education into classrooms. Advocacy themes, mental health, education reform, children's welfare, support for mindfulness and meditation as mainstream wellness tools. She's also been involved in various charity events and causes, though the Hawn Foundation is her most high-profile, structured philanthropic platform. Personal life. Marriages and long-term partner. 1. Gus Triconis, dancer and director. Married, 1969. Divorced, mid-1970s. 2. Bill Hudson, musician. Married, 1976. Divorced, early 1980s. Father of her first 2 children, Oliver and Kate Hudson. 3. Kurt Russell. Relationship began around 1983. They are one of Hollywood's most famous unmarried long-term couples. They have a son together, Wyatt Russell. She has stated they see no need to marry. They view their commitment as plenty strong without a legal ceremony. Children: Oliver Hudson. Father: Bill Hudson. Occupation: actor. Kate Hudson. Father: Bill Hudson. Occupation: actress, entrepreneur, Oscar-nominated, like her mother. Very close to Goldie, often calls Kurt Russell Pa. Wyatt Russell. Father: Kurt Russell. Occupation: actor and former professional hockey player. Goldie is also a grandmother, and that role is something she speaks about very fondly. ###, relationship with her children. Public appearances and interviews consistently show. Very tight bond with Kate and Oliver. Close with Wyatt as well. There has been some public tension over the years between her children and Bill Hudson, but Goldie herself tends to keep it relatively private and positive in public statements. ## friends and social circle. Publicly visible, recurring connections include longtime partner Kurt Russell, obviously the central person in her personal life. Her children, Kate Hudson, Oliver Hudson, Wyatt Russell. She has been photographed socializing or working with Bette Midler, Diane Keaton, Meryl Streep, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Susan Sarandon, and many other co-stars that she's remained friendly with over time. She appears at industry events, charity galas, and family-centered gatherings more than the intense party scene. Her public image now is more family, wellness, and philanthropy-oriented than nightlife-oriented. Specific best friends lists are largely private, so anything beyond what's seen publicly would be speculative. # personality and public image. Often described as warm, funny, optimistic, and high energy. Down to earth despite fame. Very family-oriented. In interviews, she talks a lot about the importance of gratitude, meditation and mental well-being, choosing happiness and resilience intentionally rather than by accident. ## financial status, net worth. Public celebrity finance sites commonly estimate her net worth at around $90 million. These numbers are estimates, not confirmed by her personally. Sources of wealth. Decades of work in film and TV. Producer credits. Possible real estate and other investments. ## health, lifestyle, and appearance. She's often cited as an example of healthy aging in Hollywood. Lifestyle themes she's discussed. Mindfulness and meditation. Staying physically active. Paying attention to diet and mental health as much as physical appearance. ## unknown facts. Untold truths. Here's where I need to be very clear. Verified public information about Goldie Hawn is what I've shared above. Anything framed as unknown facts, untold truths, hidden scandals, secret affairs, secret illnesses, etc., would mostly come from gossip, tabloids, or speculation. Out of respect for her as a real person, and to avoid spreading misinformation, I won't invent or repeat unverified rumors. If you'd like, I can go film by film through her full filmography with brief notes on each role, or focus on one aspect in detail.